Welcome to Sean Can't Cook, but John Can. Sean and I have been actors for many years, but I assure you, this is no act. He really can't cook. I'm going to teach Sean, and you at home, how to feel more comfortable in the kitchen, preparing tasty recipes that even the most novice of cooks can create. I will show you step by step how to construct each dish so that when your friends come over, they'll ask, "How'd you learn how to make that?" If you already know how to cook, I hope you'll find a few recipes to add to your repertoire. Let's see what's on today's menu. Hello, and welcome to Season 5, Episode 1 of Sean Can't Cook, but John Can.
But I'm learning.
He's learning, yay! And I hope you are at home too. Today, actually this whole season, we're going to concentrate on the great American holiday tradition of Thanksgiving. Now, turkey, most people have turkey. I thought of doing something alternative to turkey, and I said, you know what, most people are going to make turkey. I think 90% of the population makes turkey. And if you don't, maybe you can use these side dishes also. I'm going to work on side dishes. We're going to have a dessert with pumpkin, but not pumpkin pie. And I love pumpkin pie, but I thought, let's have an alternative to that. Today, what we're concentrating on are mashed potatoes. But not just butter, milk, salt and pepper, and potatoes. I'm calling these luxuriously loaded mashed potatoes.
Or elevated.
Elevated, yes. Just like the coleslaw.
Yes.
So I'm calling these luxurious, and we'll get to that in a moment. In malls, which I worked in, you worked in, you remember the baked potato places that you could like load up?
Oh, yeah.
A loaded baked potato. So I'm making a loaded mashed potato with some cheese, some chives. We're using pancetta instead of bacon, which is the luxurious, but you can use bacon if you want. But we're using pancetta today, not prosciutto. Prosciutto is served as it is. Pancetta, I've cooked this already, but we'll get to that when we get to the ingredients. So these are loaded mashed potatoes, something a little different. My family, when we had Thanksgiving dinner, we always tried to come up with some different side dishes. So I thought loaded baked potato, loaded mashed potato. So that's what we're doing today. Let's get the Sean Can rolling, show you what goes into these, and we'll come right back. The ingredients that you will need are 2 pounds of potatoes. We're going to rinse and peel these. I'm using gold potatoes today. You can use red potatoes, any potato you like. I like the gold, they're very creamy. 2 tablespoons of chopped butter at room temperature. 1/4 of a cup of milk. This should also be out of the refrigerator for a little bit so it's not going into the potatoes cold. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. 1/2 cup of sour cream. 2 tablespoons of grated Romano cheese. This is 6 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese, grated. This is the pancetta that we talked about. It's 3 ounces. I've fried this up. I've removed most of the excess grease. And 1/4 of a cup of chopped chives. The equipment that you will need is a cutting board to cut the potatoes, a vegetable peeler, and a knife to cut them up, a serving bowl and spoon. We're actually going to cook the potatoes in a pan of salted water. And once I drain that, I actually beat them up in the same pan. It saves on dishes. And we're going to use a hand mixer to mix those up. You can also mix them with a potato masher if you don't have a mixer. And that's it. Let's get started. I have peeled and cut up the potatoes into chunks. And I'm going to lower them into the salted water on the stove. So let's go take a look. This is just the way I do it. I load this up and just put them in. These are going to cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. We're going to come back and show you what they should look like when they're done. The potatoes have been cooking for about 22 minutes. I'm going to check them now. So fork, plate, let's go in and take a look. I turned the water off. You want to find one of the bigger ones to make sure, because if the bigger ones are done, the smaller ones will be too. And they should be very soft. That went right through it, which is perfect. If you watched our garlic potato salad episode, And I'm sure you did, right, Sean?
Right.
We wanted potatoes not quite this soft because we wanted to keep their shape when we sliced them. These are going to get mashed up, so this is perfect. Let's make some luxuriously loaded mashed potatoes. Also, Sean's pointing to me, I forgot this. This was the leftover pancetta grease.
Wow.
You could saute some vegetables in that and it would be delicious. But I just wanted you to see that we took that out so that the potatoes aren't too greasy. Steaming hot potatoes, and you want them hot because you're going to put all this together and you want the cheese to melt. So we're going to start putting everything in.
Should I come take a closer look?
Sure.
All right.
First, this butter, which is really soft,
Oh,
which is
wow.
good. That will melt right in there. I can get it all in there. Just a quarter of a cup of milk. If these seem a little dry when you're done mixing them, you can add a little bit more milk. Salt and pepper. Some people like them a little bit softer. I kind of like mine a little bit on the drier side. Not dry, but I don't really want them
So what's that?
running. This is the sour cream. So we're going to start with all of this first and get this mixed in. So our handy dandy little mixer. Don't get too close. These might splash a little bit, so everybody be careful. Maybe if I tilt this a little, can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Now, some people might like their potatoes a little lumpy. I personally do not. I like smooth mashed potatoes. I don't know if you can smell that, Sean, but I can smell the sour cream already working its magic in there.
Oh, yeah.
So, as you see, it doesn't take long. Pick up the speed a little bit. Now that they're nice and smooth, we're going to put in all the goodies.
Oh, I'll come a little closer so we can see that.
Chives go in. The Romano cheese.
Oh, wow.
And you can adjust this any kind of cheese you like. You want to use Parmesan. I'm using sharp cheddar. You can use, get this out of the way.
You just put this all in that pot, don't you?
Yep. So this saves a dish. This is what my mother always did. We cooked them in the pot and then we mixed them in the same pot. It's a stainless steel pot. So that's good. And yum, the pancetta.
So that really gives it the zing, doesn't it?
Yeah. And again, you can adjust the amount of cheese as well. If it's too much cheese or you want a little bit.
So like you said, it looks like a stuffed or a loaded
baked potato,
right?
but it's a loaded mashed potato. So we're just going to do this. You could mix this by hand, but I found when you do it with the mixer, it does make a mess. But it also, I feel, helps to agitate everything and melt that cheese. Because as you can see, it's starting to melt in. And there you have it. Luxuriously loaded mashed potatoes. Whoops! They're dripping.
Oh. Awesome.
Let's do that. Now these actually, as they sit, will thicken up just a little bit. You give it a little stir with the spoon. Check to make sure that the cheese is melted. So it's hard to do this with the camera, so let's just get these in here. And again, if you want them a little thicker, you can use less milk. If you want them a little runnier.
That's a really quick dish.
Yeah, and it's something a little bit different for Thanksgiving. So who's ready for a taste?
Oh, I am.
Thanksgiving dinner is ready. Well,
a piece of it. A piece of it.
Part of it. Stay tuned for the other recipes. So let's have a little taste of these luxuriously loaded mashed potatoes.
I know.
What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting to see what you use.
I really like them. They're cheesy.
Really good.
You can taste the pancetta, the chives.
It's got a great zing to
The
it.
sour cream.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I made these, and this is only the second time I've made these, so luckily they turned out. I only used 4 ounces of cheese, the cheddar cheese, and I didn't have the Romano cheese in.
That's really good.
I said, let's put a little more cheese in. So we did 6 ounces of cheese and the Romano, and I like it. It's got a nice little zing to it.
It's really hearty.
Yeah, this is good. And as you can see, they've thickened up a little bit just from cooling. This has been like 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, they're like ready to go.
So again, if you want them a little bit thicker, drier, you can put less milk. You want them a little runnier, you can put in more milk.
Yeah.
But this is what I've come up with. I hope you like them. We're going to finish eating these. This is our dinner tonight.
They're really good.
Mashed potatoes, but they're a little meatier, you know.
They're awesome.
So again, thank you for watching. Subscribe below, somewhere down there. We hope you continue to watch us, and happy Thanksgiving.